So the second big project on our new property was cleaning up old fence. As you can see, the fencing that was around the perimeters and in a few places across the interior of the property when we purchased it was not in good shape at all. It looked approximately like this for the majority of it, with fence posts twisted and go in each direction and wire all tangled, a bunch of it on the ground, a bunch of it grown into the ground, down multiple layers, and so on. So this was another obvious project that, regardless of what we decided to do next with things, all of that was going to need cleaned up because it was hazardous to people walking around, a hazard for animals getting tangled in, and just generally an unsightly mess. So we spent a lot of time through the summer, kind of the end of summer and early fall, cleaning up old fence. And I gotta say, rolling up old crummy barbed wire is probably one of my least favorite chores ever, but that's what we did. I worked on it by myself on any days when I had free time, and when Clay was around, he helped, and a lot more got done whenever he had a weekend or something like that. Very smoky. There's not even any wildfires close to us. Just, I think the closest ones are Nevada and California, the blowing snow this way. But we are surrounded by mountains in all directions. You just can't see most of them. But here along the creek, it's shady and cool. And someday, even though you can see some neighbors' junk and some houses off in the distance, there will be so much food growing around here that you won't be able to see any of that. And also, hopefully, the smoke will blow away and you will be able to see the mountains again. Then, of course, after getting the wire itself of the varying kinds wound up and out of the way, there was a bunch of random posts left to remove. Posts can be pulled by hand or with a jack, but obviously it's a lot faster if you do it this way. So again, when Clay would have a weekend day, he would come over as well, and we would do some post pulling together, which made it go about 1,000,000 times faster than had I been working on it all by myself. This is just a tiny fraction that we've cleaned up so far. That's the general garbage, including a lot of barbed wire and other random junk, not to mention all the wood stuff, and a very badly smashed gate, and so on that we have picked up. And then there's days like this. It's misting, raining, trying to snow by a little later on today if the forecast is right. But we're trying to put up fence in the rain. You can probably hear Clay weed whacking the next fence line, and I'm about to go grab some poles and work on that in the rain, since that's what it's doing, and we'll be doing this till the snow shuts us down. So as you can see, this project went on pretty much up until the snow flew. Fortunately, we were able to get it all finished last fall, get all of the old fence removed, which was nice because then we didn't have to start on any of that this spring. And there was many, many more hours of me working on this where I didn't bother running the camera because it's boring enough to do yourself. You guys would not find it interesting to watch 100 hours of me wrapping up old wire and untangling it and pulling it out of the ground. But here's a little taste of that total project, and it was very, very nice to get all of that cleaned up, so it was no longer hazardous to us or the dogs or anything else around there. Because of course when you have fencing in this kind of condition, animals, either domestic, cows or horses or wildlife, can get very, very tangled in it and even die. So having very messy wads of wire strung invisibly through ground and grass and such is fairly hazardous. So thankfully that is all gone now. lot handier to carry big wads of rotted posts and wire wads around the property too. Sure beats doing it all by hand. And as you can see here in a second, that pile of garbage we were cleaning up just grew and grew and grew until it turned into a fairly decent sized little mountain of abandoned, rusted, twisted wire and junk. And then, as you can see, after the growing pile, there was one big post in the corner where you couldn't conveniently get the machine to pull it. So then you get to watch how you pull one with a jack, which works as well, though it's certainly slower.
Solid.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they wanting to
Put a fat butt in too.
probably. It's definitely coming.
Yeah. And here it's tearing all the sod around it.
Yep. There she goes.
Then toward the very end there in the fall, there was another sunny day and I was able to load up all of our collected metal here and take it off to the metal recycling, and the scales there told us we had, I forget, somewhere between 15 and 1600 pounds of metal that hopefully will be melted down into something else much more useful than this. And that was the end of the project for the year and hopefully forever, because we don't ever intend to let any fencing get into that kind of state of disrepair in the future. So that was the second big project on the property. Hi folks, Ariel over here. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time watching these videos. Hopefully you found something beautiful, educational, interesting, peaceful, relaxing, or useful while you were here. If so, find more videos here, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and if you like what you found here, feel free to like and share away so that others can benefit as well. You all have a wonderful day.